any book or tips to deal with depression symptoms. You don't need a book or a tip to deal with depression symptoms, Miguel. Get a gym membership, go to the gym, pick up heavy shit, put it down. When you're done, go sit in the sauna and sweat for 25 minutes. When you're done that, go to a dojo and sign up for some striking classes, for kickboxing, for boxing, and then do some striking. There's nobody that I know that lifts weights or goes to a dojo and fights that's depressed. It's only people that sit around letting the news feed them all these distractions. Oh, the world's ending. This is happening. This invasion. People are dying over here. Civilians, women. Turn it all off. Get a gym membership. Get some exercise. Get the juices flowing. Stop sitting on your ass all day. That's all you need. Okay? You don't need a book. You don't need a course. You don't need a therapist. You need a gym. Keep doing push-ups and sit-ups until you're ripped and you've got six-pack abs, and then tell me if you're depressed. Yeah. Tell us what to do. That's what people want. They want to be ruled. Guys, the join link for AMA is pinned at the top. The StreamYard link. Make sure you got a good connection and headphones if if there's potentially going to be feedback, but just you can check your internet connection. Call-ins will happen shortly. But again, people want to be ruled. The vast majority of people they want to convince you, like this dude over here. How do you deal with depression? Right? Look, I'm not going to say depression isn't real. I'm not that guy. I get that people don't feel good sometimes, and maybe they want to call that depression. But I don't know anybody making serious bank, in great shape, with a hot woman or hot women in their lives, crying or depressed. You'll never see a guy sitting in a Lamborghini crying. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. You can't fucking cry in a Lamborghini. You can't cry in an exotic car. It's impossible. You got a face of joy on you, man. You got this aura of like excitement. You have a pep in your step. Things are good when you're doing something with your life, when you're putting yourself first, when you're making bank, when your body is physically strong and not inflamed and out of shape and fat, and you're shaped like a pear. You feel good and you operate good. Don't let them distract you, trying to depress you or to control you or to rule you somehow. Yes, you have to do what you got to do. You got to come to an intersection, the light's red, you got to stop. You have a job, you're going to pay taxes. It's inevitable. I have to pay all my taxes. You have to pay yours. I've paid enough taxes to pave a fucking highway at this point in my life here in Canada. But it is what it is. You see what I'm saying, right? Don't let them distract you with that sort of stuff. I mean, one of the worst things you can do is take SSRIs because they just numb your senses, right? Like we've had a couple of gals on the Ladies' Night show, which follows up after the Unplugged Alpha. And a few of them have mentioned that they're prescribed meds, for their various conditions. I mean, anytime you see these people that are on SSRIs and antidepressants, they're just numb. They don't care, right? Like that's what they're designed to do. And that means that you don't care about having sex. You don't care about doing things. You don't care about much at all. It just kind of like zombifies you. And that's probably a good place for them to have you at because you're a lot more controllable and persuadable at that point, especially when they got you on the prescriptions. You got to be careful with that sort of stuff. All right, let's see what we got. Willem here, who's going to hop in. What do you got for me, buddy?
Hey. So I very much like your approach on your thoughts on depression. When you take a look at the percentage of people in rough areas of the world, like Africa, Russia, very cold or very hot, extremely rough conditions, like almost nobody they're depressed. They don't drink meds, they don't sob around. They work all day just to survive. Depression is the luxury of the rich world.
It is.
There's no meds. There's no meds for depression in Russia or Africa.
My granddad used to tell my dad this, and my dad passed on this wisdom. He said, no matter how shitty your day is, basically, somebody somewhere out there, doesn't matter how bad your day is, doesn't matter how shit of a day, how bad you got hurt, what was stolen from you, doesn't matter what, somebody out there will trade their life in a second for yours. Right? There's people that have it
and not somebody, like billions of people in Africa and Russia would do this.
Would do it.
billions. It's not millions, it's hundreds of millions, like people in
It's
Russia and Africa in
ton.
extremely rough conditions, in Siberia, in Sahara. They don't have water, they don't have heating, like they struggle every day just to survive, and there's zero depression there. So depression is the luxury of the USA, of the Europe, of us people in with higher incomes that can afford to sit around all day doing nothing, having zero interaction with the outside world and other people, just pondering around the
They
useless
can't
thoughts.
afford to be depressed and so like crying over spilt milk. They just can't.
Exactly. Like I don't want to get around this dude. His thoughts. He's controversial, but I clicked to share the screen, and there's an excellent 40-second video of Sneeko
You want me to
and
put
his
this up
thoughts.
on the screen?
Yeah, Sneeko and his thoughts on depression is just 40 seconds. If you want to play it, we can play it.
Go ahead, play it. Go ahead, play it. Yeah.
Just tell me if you can hear the audio.
Play it. Yeah.
Everyone is depressed.
No,
there's no way that so much of a generation is clinically depressed. To me, that's not possible. There's something going on, but it can't just be that everybody is feeling the same exact symptoms. There's no way that everyone here is clinically depressed. People spend 9 hours a day on their phones. People spend 5 hours laying on their side. Binge watching, man. Everyone binge watches, which is a symptom of depression. Like, honestly, if you 10 years ago, you said someone was going to lay down here on their side, on their bed, watching their laptop like this, eating junk food, it's like, are you okay? Is something wrong with you? You need to speak to someone? And originally my thesis was that it's because everyone's fucking addicted to their phones. It's all day long staring like this, social media, constant updates. Studies have shown that getting an Instagram like releases a little bit of dopamine in your brain. And so the rest of the world, the shit outside, being in the cold, being near trees and shit, all this weird stuff is not as exciting. Not everyone is depressed. There's no...
Yeah, so Sneeko's an interesting character because I've seen him say and do things which are completely offside that I wouldn't agree with, but I agree with what he's saying there.
Exactly. I also agree. Yeah.
And it's part of people being persuaded to care about things that they don't need to care about, right? Like they want you in a condition of constant distress. They want you in a condition of instability. They want you in a state of reliance on them for things, right? Like if they can keep you relying on prescription meds, if they can keep you relying on a feed of constant shit, whether it's coming through your phone or whatever it happens to be, then you're more controllable. It's
Rich, you're Rich. What's awesome about you? Like you as a guy, you could make much more money selling blue pill lies to guys like, your books of affirmation. But you just go,
yeah, sure. The love language book sold way more than my book did, but it's all bullshit.
Yeah, you just went with raw truth. You go, shut up, go to gym. I don't know anybody that is depressed that goes to the gym, and you just say it. You don't sell 10 books about nothing. That's amazing. That's why you guys should maybe join the Rich community or read his books, because he doesn't sell you lies. He could, but he doesn't. He just says the raw truth and go to the gym.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here and pin down below in the top comment. You'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.